Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but inside it's time for some basketball. As long as there's a game to show, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Greetings again and welcome back to Hill Sports 725 on YouTube as we get ready for another high school basketball game inside the cage at Southridge High School here in Beaverton, Oregon. This is David Hill, and as always, I'll be your play-by-play man for tonight's contest between the visiting Falcons of Liberty High School of Hillsboro, Oregon, and your Southridge Skyhawks. Today is a day of school cancellations here in the Portland metro area, as there are reports and warnings of imminent snowstorms to come over the last 24 hours. All we've been hit with was rain, which I'm certainly thankful for, not only because we don't have to see any more snow at the moment, but also because we can now enjoy the game of basketball. Let's talk first about the visiting Falcons of Liberty High. They're a team currently struggling through the Metro League schedule, sitting at 2-9 in league play and sitting at 7th in the league standings. They've played a lot of close games this season as their average margin of victories stand at 5 points and in defeats at 12 points per game. Their averages have slightly been skewed on the losing side as they're coming off of a blowout loss to Jesuit, 71-32. Currently, they've lost 2 in a row and 5 of the last 6, and they've been rendered fairly ineffective by the top teams in the league. The one bright spot, I suppose, is that they play this Skyhawk team, which they only lost to by 10 points on January 3rd. So look for them to try to build on the success of that game and try to exploit the weaknesses they discovered from their last meeting. Southridge, meanwhile, has grown significantly since that meeting a month ago. Since then, they are 5-2 with wins over Beaverton and tight losses over Metro League frontrunners Jesuit and Westview. This is a team growing up before our very eyes and look to be a force as the postseason looms closer. There are no clear leaders on this team in the statistical sense, but Coach Vessel has fostered a community approach to scoring as any one player could lead the night. Look for brothers Tyler and Zach Galvin to provide energy as they have in previous weeks, as well as Robert Hester, Ryan Lambert, and Philip Fullerton to work on the boards down low. Now, I did talk with Coach Vessel before the game, and he mentioned that players seem to have been recovering from the flu bug that they were afflicted with last week, but they have been hit with a couple of injuries. Currently, I mentioned Zach Galvin here a moment ago, but he's actually going to be out tonight with a concussion he suffered last Saturday at Glencoe. The other person that's out will be Cade Hustler as well. So I asked about how that spark has been between those Galvin brothers, as the last couple of weeks they seem to have been exactly what Southridge needed at the right times. He wouldn't quite go that far in calling them a spark, but he did say that Tyler Galvin has been the most consistent offensive player this season while taking good shots, and he praised his aggressiveness. Coach Vessel also said that they were looking to play for a whole game today, a good 4 quarters tonight, and thinks they've taken a couple of steps back over the past few weeks. Even though they've beaten their opponents, they seem to be playing down to those that they should beat. Tonight, Liberty comes in looking to end the season strong, while Southridge looks to continue their chase towards the leaders. It's the Falcons versus the Skyhawks, and we'll be right back after this here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley, because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college, but all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up, lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back here in the cage at Beaverton, Oregon at Southridge High School as we get ready for the game against the Liberty Falcons. Here are tonight's keys to the game. First off, what Southridge needs to do is they need to keep the offensive tempo up. Southridge has to push the ball against the smaller Falcons, who are going to want to score in bunches. These Skyhawks need to prove that they are the better conditioned team on the court, so look for the Hawks to win the battle on the fast break points. Secondly, they need to create backcourt turnovers. The Skyhawks have really come into their own over the past month with their full court press. Using it nearly to perfection gave them nearly a win against both Jesuit and Westview, and then as well it did help in the upset against Beaverton. If their press is on point tonight, the turnovers in the backcourt should be high, leading to extra possessions and easy, quick scores. They're going to need to force Liberty to make plenty of mistakes after their own buckets. Lastly, Southridge needs to be the first to 60. Liberty may not have won many games this year, but they can score. Even in losses, they average 58.7 points per game. Southridge only beat them by 10 the last time around, and expect this game to be much of the same unless somebody's defense is great and shows up tonight. Even still, it'll be best for Southridge to be the first team to 60 if they want to win. Now Southridge, if they can hit these three keys, they should be able to win what I expect to be a fairly tight contest. They've won 5 of their last 6, and I believe tonight should be 4 in a row, as well as 6 of their last 7. Skyhawks clip the Falcons 65-58. We're going to take a quick break at this point, but when we come back, we're going to have the honorary captains and prepare for tip-off for tonight's contest between the Liberty Falcons and your Southridge Skyhawks here on YouTube with Hill Sports 725.
You're listening to live play-by-play of your Southridge Skyhawk basketball here on YouTube at Hill Sports 725. Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hill Sports 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on.
And we're back inside Southridge School in Beaverton, Oregon. Tonight, we're going to go ahead and go into the honorary captains. Before each broadcasted game, I'd like to honor those men and women serving our country, armed forces, Coast Guard, police, fire, and first responders, serving both locally in the Northwest, nationally, or on foreign soil. I hope they know that our prayers are always with them, and those overseas, we wish for a speedy return to us and to your loved ones. Tonight, we have one honorary captain to celebrate, Sergeant Buddy Clements of Havelock, Carolina. Sergeant Clements has served his community the last 13 years as a sheriff at the Craven County Sheriff's Office after an additional 17 years as a police officer. On January 20th of this year, he will to celebrate his retirement by making his final sign-off career. He currently lives in Havelock with his children, wife Carolyn, who herself was a dispatcher and firefighter from 1988 to 1998, and since 2006 served as a magistrate. We thank you, Buddy and Carolyn Clements, for your service to the community and to our country. And if you would like to nominate or loved one as honorary captain, please email me at hillsport725@gmail.com with the subject honorary captain, or tweet me at hillsport725. Provide your nominee's name, rank, time served, and where, and I'll do my best to make sure each and every one of them get mentioned in some broadcast in the future. We're going to go ahead and go over the sign-ups. Actually, no, we're going to go ahead and take a break at this point. We get ready for the national anthem here inside the cage. We'll take a break and be right back and go ahead and go over those starting lineups. This is Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hillsport 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on. You're listening to live play-by-play of your Southridge Skyhawk basketball here on YouTube at Hillsport 725.
And we're back in the cage at Southridge High School, where your Southridge Hawks are getting ready to take on the Liberty Falcons from Hillsboro, Oregon. Let's go ahead and start with the starting lineup of the Liberty Falcons, the visit. First off, the junior, six feet tall, number 2, Taylor Martin. At number 4, 5'8" junior, Nathaniel Boyer. Number 5, the 6-foot senior, David Vasquez. The junior, the 6'2" junior, number 14, Samuel Schock. And number 23, the 6'4" sophomore, Jacob Clark. Liberty Falcons are coached by Aaron Johnson. As always, your Southridge Skyhawk lineups are thus. Number 5, the 5'11" junior, Hunter Fajardo. Number 22, the 6'2" sophomore, Brock Henry. Number 23, the 6'3" senior, Tyler Galvin. Number 33, the 6'5" senior, and Lambert. And finally, down low, number 44, the 6'8" junior, Philip Fullerton. The head coach of the Skyhawks is Phil Vessel. He's assisted by Nuss, Rick Reynolds, and Andy Baldwin. The athletic trainer for Southridge High School is Cub Blake. So we're getting here for tip-off here between Southridge and Liberty. We're going to have a 3-man officiating as per varsity rules. As the Skyhawks are going to be starting off going from my right to left, wearing their white uniforms with black lettering. Going from my left to right will be the Liberty Falcons. They're going to be black uniforms with trimmed and navy, I believe, navy blue lettering and numbers. As we settle in for the tip, the crowd is ready. The anticipation's in the air, but these are deciding that they need a moment. Okay, and we're getting ready. It's going to be first off Philip Fullerton versus Jacob for the tip-off. And we are underway with Fullerton winning the tip. Lambert's going to pass it down low to Galvin. Galvin drives inside, and that's good. Tyler Galvin with the first basket of the game. They're running across the half-court circle. They finally do. Southridge in their 1-3-1 defense. A long three-pointer by number Taylor Martin. He was in the other county, but that's a 3-2 lead. 30 seconds left. 30 seconds in the first quarter. Brock Henry has it on the far side. Passes it over to Philip Fullerton, top of the key. Inside to Ryan. Jump hook. It's up and good. Lambert makes it 4-3 Southridge. Southridge going ahead and running that full press that leads into their 1-3-1 defense, controlled by Martin. He's going to be double teamed there. That's Nathaniel Boyer. Boyer picks up his dribble. They're trying to find a way inside. Martin has the ball. Drive it, gets wolfed, and it's going to be the ball on the front court baseline. Sets left in the first quarter. He's got an inbound, and Martin finally gets it to Boyer, who is deep, and Brock Henry's going to get called foul So 61 seconds into the quarter, and Henry has his first foul. Martin's going to control it in the backcourt as he's guarded by Henry. Picks up his dribble, finally goes inside. Over to Shock, takes the shot, and it's good. 5 pretty early on. Oh, and Fajardo tries to get over to Galvin, and nearly stolen by Boyer. Comes across the half-court line, but it goes out of bounds. Southridge ball. Galvin looks immediately to Fullerton down low, who on receiving the pass is going to get fouled by Jacob Clark. That'll be her 6:40 left in the first quarter. 5-4 Liberty lead early on. Remember, it's going to be inbounding it for the Skyhawks as they go into the box. Henry ends up in the near side corner. Galvin down the mid wing, looks inside to Lambert. Lambert tries to make a move. He goes up, and no foul called. Tries to save it out of bounds. Almost picked Fajardo, but it's grabbed by Clark. Clark goes up good. Shot rebounded by Boyer, and that one's no good. Southridge controls it, and now Brock has it on the far side corner. Ball gets swung around to Fajardo, top of the key. Screen set by Fullerton. Fajardo makes a move down low. He passes it to Galvin in the near side wing. He shoots the three. That one's no good. Pulled by Liberty, and a timeout's going to be, a foul's going to be called, on Ryan Lambert. Be his first.
Foul number 33, Ryan Lambert.
Looks like he pushed Liberty players on the rebound there. So it's Liberty ball. Fajardo's going to be guarding Martin as he comes across the half-court line. Ball's controlled Boyer. Passing it back and forth here. Trying to play around the Southridge 2-3 defense now. Will fit near side wing, guarded by Fajardo. Clark sets a screen, drive inside, but nothing doing. Passes it out finally to Martin on the far side. Henry, screen set by, once again, Clark. Oh, loses the ball. Martin loses it, picked up by Fullerton. Ball ends up in, Henry shoots the three from the far side. That one's no good. And rebound. Nope. Almost controlled by Lambert, but he ends up fouling Vast. That's going to be his second foul, and he's going to be coming out real quickly. 5 left in the first. It's still 5-4 Southridge, but 3-foul-1, unfortunately, in favor of the Skyhawks in that regards. So Lambert's come out of the game, and we've now had Robert Hester in the game down low. And the ball ends up in the far side corner. Shot by Samuel. Shot no good on the three. Rebound goes to Southridge. Tyler near side wing. Ends up in Fajardo's hand, top of the key. Liberty's running a man-to-man defense here. Fullerton, topping now. Passing it back and forth a little bit. Looking inside to Hester. Makes a move. Galvin with it. He shoots a 15-footer. And that was good. He's got 4, 6-5 Southridge with 4:47 left in the quarter. Boyer has it. Going down to the near side. Go around a pick set by Clark. Passes it out over to Shock. Martin at it. He's going to be guarded by Henry. To the near side wing. Loses the ball off of his own foot, and it's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be Southridge ball, 4:7 left. So Fullerton's going to be inbounding it for the Skyhawks as he passes it into Fajardo, who's going to be guarded by Boyer. Comes across the half-court line, looking to set up the play. Fullerton now has it top of the key. Looking inside, finally gets it over to Henry, the near side corner. It's it inside to Hester, who makes a move. Jump hook, that no good, but there is going to be a foul called on Jake Clark. And that's going to be his second. I'm not sure exactly what was on. It looks clean, and the call seemed late, but they're going to be the free throws to Hester. Don't get me wrong. I don't necessarily mind it, but let's see what the foul was. 4:11 left in the first quarter. Hester takes his first shot and then rolls around and out. Normally he shoots very well from the free throw line. It's his first. Second shot is up, and that one is good. That makes it 7-5 Southridge. Just over 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Now they're running the real press here. They're going to try to pick up the pace here. Ball's controlled by Martin. They're going to pass it around to get it across half court because they end up over in his hands. He's near side wing, guarded by Fajardo. Takes a drive middle, gets stopped, pulls back, gets it over to Martin. Martin looking inside, but nothing there. Passes over to Vasquez. Vasquez trying to figure out where to go. He tries to go inside, pulls up from just inside the line, and that one's no good. Rebound controlled by Fullerton. They get the ball to the court real quickly. Galvin's got it. Inside to Hester. Back out to thinks about the three. Over to Henry. Far side corner. Move inside. He goes up for the layup. Left hand. That one's no good. Rebounded Hester and over to Henry. Trying to save it out of bounds. Ends up in Fullerton's hands. Tries to pass it over to Hester and stolen by Martin. Martin gets it over to Vasquez. Far side. Oh, excuse me. Boyer on the far side. Boyer drives down. Looks inside. He passes over to Shock. Ends up in Martin's hands. Takes a long three again. That was good.
3-point basket number 2, Taylor Martin.
8-7 Liberty. You've got to guard this. Martin's got range here, folks. Has the ball on top of the key here. He's guarded by Boyer. Passes inside to Hester. Hester back out to Fajardo. They're playing the inside game. Hester with it. Makes a move. Pulls up and lays it off the glass. That one's good.
32,
Robert Hester with his official basket. He's got 3. It's 9-8 Southridge. 35 left in the first quarter. Martin has the ball. Passes it over to Shock. Double team. Passes it out. Gets it over to Vasquez. Vasquez looking inside. Finally goes over to Martin to the far side corner. Martin trying to walk around Henry, but nothing there. Finally has to get over to Vasquez. Southridge in that 2-3 defense. They're not letting them be able to do anything inside. Vasquez finally makes a move, gets by a couple of guys over Hester, and that one's good. Makes it 10-9 Liberty. Southridge brings it up court quick inside to Fullerton down low, and Shock is going to get called for his first foul. And Southridge is going to be inbounding it. The free throws. Oh, excuse me, there's not going to free throws. But Bickler, Mabry, and Jackson Logan are all in the game. 2:03 left in the first quarter. Liberty leads it 10-9. Both teams now have 3 fouls. 7 gets you free throws. Mabry looks around, passes it to Hester, who gets it over to Bick, far side wing. Inside now to Hester. Guarded by Shock, makes a move, jump hook, off the glass, and that one's good.
2-point basket 32, Robert Hester.
He's got 4 in a row. 11-10 Southridge. Mid-5 left in the quarter. Luke Boyer was trapped down low in the corner, and timeout's called by Coach Johnson. And we're going to take a break here. It's 11-10 Southridge with 45 left in the quarter here at Hill Sports 725.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hill Sports 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on.
And we're here in the cage. Liberty, Coach Aaron Johnson took a 30-second time there. And it's going to be Liberty ball in the backcourt here. Inbound it. Southridge pulls back their full court press now. They like to match things, and it seems to work really well, especially the last couple of weeks. Martin has the ball. Oh, almost goes back and forth there on the half-court line. Ends up in Shock's hand, passes across court over to Boyer, takes a three-pointer, and off the mark, rebound Vasquez. Vasquez trapped down low. He finally goes out, but a youth elbow, and Brocky is going to be called for the foul, blocking foul. That's going to be his first. And the ref had some words to speak to Johnson.
Now foul number 22, Brock Henry, second personal.
Oh, excuse me, that's going to be second. Refs are calling it tight here tonight. 22 left in the first quarter. 11-10 South. And Martin picks up his dribble. Put over finally to Boyer. Boyer over to Shock in the far side corner. Passes it over to Martin, near side wing. Drives inside. Outside to Boyer, who takes a three. And that one good.
3-point basket number 4, Daniel Boyer.
Mabry now has it. Swings it to Tyler Galvin. The top of the key now. Back over to Galvin. Liberty's in a 3-2 zone, it almost looks like. Going for it down low. They get it to him, and they're going to the shot, and it's going to be a foul on Vic as he used his elbow to get open. That'll be his first of the 15 foul for Southridge with 47 seconds left in the first. Galvin's going to be guarding Martin as he comes to the half-court line, who passes it over to Vasquez. Vasquez looking into the corner where Boyer has it, and it picks up his dribble and almost loses it. Martin now double team, picks up his dribble and throws it away into Maybray's. 25 seconds left. Mabray tries to take it all the way, and he passes out to Galvin for three. That one's off the mark. Rebound Hester, and he's got 7 in a row. 13 with 15 seconds left in the quarter. Has it. He needs to push it. Finally gets over to Shock in the fight. Passes it over to Martin. He shoots a 3 again, and this one would be for 3. He's got points in just the first quarter. Jackson Logan shoots a shot at the last second. That one's going to be no good, and the first quarter is going to come to an end with Liberty with the lead, 16-13. We'll go ahead and take a break here as finds themselves down by 3 here at the Cage on Port 725 on YouTube.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back here inside Southridge High School Cage, where Liberty lead after quarter number 1, 16-13. So far, it's playing true to form to what Coach Vessel was talking about, with him kind of playing down to the opponent. Liberty only has 2 wins in the league. They've got 6 total, but they've come out strong in the quarter. Southridge come out a little bit flat, and they need the pace here. It's going to be Liberty ball again going to my right. Martin at the top of the key. Oh, loses the dribble. Going to be ends Hester's hands, who gets it out to Mabray, who's going to try to push the ball. Galvin with it, near side wing, wide open. Thinks about it for a second shot. No good. Rebound to Jackson Logan, who goes up, fouled, and no good. And that's going to be foul on Boyer. That'll be his first foul, and 4 for Liberty. Logan's going to be 2. First one is up, and that one's good. He gets his first point of the game. Makes it 16-14 Southridge. So on the court for Southridge, we've got Hester, Bickler, Logan, Galvin, and Mabray. Changes for Liberty. They have yet to substitute anybody. And second one's up and in. 16 Liberty, and we are 22 seconds into the second quarter. Southridge bringing the full court press. He does go ahead and passes it, and it's stolen by Gal. Passes it deep to Jackson Logan. One-on-one, goes up for the layup, and that one's good. He's following Hester's form. He's got 4 in a row. 17-16 Southridge. 20 left in the half. They're going to go ahead and down low. Martin has to get rid of it. The fine wide open Vasquez, though, at an easy lip off the glass. Makes it 18-16 Liberty. Jackson Logan has it on the side. He gets it over to Hester. He's at the top of the key. Mabray with it. Liberty still running that man defense. Kind of fools you for a second because it looks like a 2. Then they start following their own player. Galvin now has it. No. He picks up his dribble, makes a move, goes up, off the no good. The bank is closed apparently for Galvin. Vasquez rebounds, brings it up. He drives down the lane and just runs through, but he's going to get called for offensive foul as he dropped his shoulder.
Liberty foul, number 5, David Vasquez, personal 15.
And Coach Johnson is screaming at the officials thinking that his player got called. But no, he dropped his shoulder, and that's going to be an offensive foul. Philip Fullerton's back in the game. Bradley Bickler. 18-17 Southridge. Minute 20 into the second quarter. Mabry has it. Be guarded over there by Boyer. Looks inside again. Ends up getting it over to Jackson Logan, who's deep on the near side. Passes it down low to Fullerton. Fullerton looking for Hester to cut it, but he makes a move himself, and that's up and in, and it's good. His first basket game, that makes it 19-18 Southridge. They got to go on a run right now, otherwise Liberty's going to think they've got a chance. Boyer has it. He tries to drive on Gallup. They're still in their 2-3 defense. He goes around this, travels, gets away with one, but passes it over to Martin, over to Vasquez, passes it around to Shock, who looks inside. Ball controlled by Vasquez, takes a couple of dribbles and good, passes it down low to Maloney, and Maloney misses the shot, controlled by Fullerton. Mabry has it, near side wing. Goes around the screen, Fullerton drives inside, can't do it, but a blocking foul is going to look like Mabry might have gotten called for the elbow, but Vasquez is going to be called for, Boyer is going to be called for his foul. Southridge ball, they're calling it very, very tight. Jackson Logan inbounds it to Hester. He passes it down low to the near side wing to Galvin. Makes a couple of moves. Nothing. He's going to go up for the shot and get called for, he's called for the elbow finally. I'm sure Galvin's thinking if the guy's face is there, it's not his elbow's fault. But alas, that's foul. That'll be his first, 19-18 South. 5:35 left in the half. And Brock Henry's back in the game for Tyler Galvin. Vasquez controls it, almost with Martin with it, guarded by Henry. Goes around the strip by Shock. Set by Maloney. And he loses, but a foul's going to be called. Looks like it called on Mabry as Martin was trying to drive inside and lose the ball. Nope, that one's going to be on Henry, his third. And it's 1-1 for Southridge. And Coach Vessels asked a couple of questions here about that foul. And Galvin's going to be back in for Henry, as well as Fajardo for Mabry. So Martin will be shooting his first of 1-1, hopefully his only of the one, with 5:20 left in the half. And that shot's in and out, controlled by Hester. Crowd is finally starting to find some life as Galvin controls it near side wing. Gets it over to head, top of the key, and Fajardo ends up with it. Doesn't go around. Passes out to wide open Jackson Logan for three from the far side. Good. Hester with the rebound. Makes a move, goes up, kisses it off the desk, and he continues his dominance. Hester makes it 21-18 Southridge. Liberty will finally be the player at the next break. Boys the ball on the near side, guarded by Galvin in the 2-3 zone. On the screen, set by Maloney. He makes a move, tries to go under the bit, and almost loses it, and the ball goes out of bounds. He does lose it. The Southridge ball as number 10, Mark Guzman substitutes in the first time in the game. 4:43 left in the half, 21-18 Southridge, as Fajardo's going to be the one running point. Fullerton, top of the key, swings it over to Galvin, goes to the near side, drives inside, makes a move, goes over everybody, ends it in. Great move inside, nobody picked him up, and he just had an easy layup, 23-18 Southridge. Martin has the ball, gets it over to Gunn. He's going to be guarded by Fajardo in that 2-3 zone. Maloney looking to set the screen, and ends up passing it over to Vasquez. Vasquez does go, he drives inside against Hester, up and over, no good. Trolled by Hester finally, 4:05 left in the half. Logan's going to bring it up now. Logan's looking inside to Fullerton, pass side to Fullerton. Makes a move, spins, and he gets a shot. That's going to be a foul on Shock. And that'll be his second, excuse me. and Fullerton's going to be going for 2 free throws. The one thing you don't want to do if you're Liberty is you don't want to put Fullerton and Hen on the line because they're pretty good at the line here. With that first up and in. And Ryan Lambert's back in the game for Jackson Logan. As number 13 for Ryan Lambert for Southridge, is in the game. As number 13 for Liberty comes in, and not listed on the roster here, so I don't have for him. As Fullerton hits the second shot. Yeah, we've got no name for number 13 on the program anywhere. Ball's inbounded to Martin, and it's off of Lambert. He stole it, and it goes out of bounds. Looked like it might have hit Martin's foot. Ref's going to call it Liberty ball. 3:56 left in the half. Oh, excuse me. That's going to be Colin Dykeman, number 13. Colin Dykeman, we have him as number 30 on the program. But he'll be number 13. Martin has the ball against the heart. Goes around the screen, cut by Dykeman. Drives inside, and 15-footer, and rolls in and around, controlled by Hester. Galvin now has it. He's going to take it down the middle. He goes, and he gets run Dykeman looking for the screen, but nothing, looking for the block. Controlled by Southridge. Fullerton ends up taking the shot on the far side wing, and that one's good. Makes it 28-18 with 3:23 left in the half. South finally starting to make a move. Timeout's called by Liberty coach Johnson. We're going to go ahead and take a break here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube. That'll be.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back inside the cage. Everybody's going to be inbounding the ball with 3:23 left in the half, down 28-18 to the Southridge Skyhawks. Martin's going to control the ball. He's going to be guarded by Galvin in kind of a mini press. Finally brings it to half court, picks up his dribble, but gets it over to Vasquez. Southridge is really going to bring the pressure on. Vasquez almost went away, but Martin controls it. Southridge tight 1-3-1 defense once again. As Vasquez runs right, Lambert doesn't get called for a foul. Ball is out of bounds, and it's going to be called out on Lambert. Liberty ball. Vasquez once again looking to go inside, but nothing doing there. Martin for 3 once again, and finally misses. 3-4 now. Controlled by Southridge. Galvin Liberty still in that man-to-man defense. So far side wing goes around the screen set by Hester. He goes up. Oh, in and out. Just robbed on that. Should have had it. It was an easy layup. Martin tries to drive quickly. He finally gets stopped. Pushes it out to Reyes. Reyes driving around the screen. Goes in the middle. Goes to head fake. Ends up in Martin's hands. Pass to Vasquez. Vasquez shoots a 3. Guarded by Fajardo. No good. Can by Hester. He's going to give it to Fajardo. He's going to push it up. Galvin now has it on the far side of the wing. Looking inside to Fullerton. The move. Kisses it off the glass. And that one's good. He now has 7 points in a row. Everybody's just scoring in spurts here. It's 30-18 Southridge with over 2 minutes left in the half. Martin has it on the far wing. Goes around the screen. And a foul's going to be called on. Foul's going to be called on Dykeman for the offensive foul. Conduit into an illegal screen. That's going to be his first.
Liberty foul 13, Colin Dykeman.
And with 2 minutes exactly left, it's going to be Southridge ball 30-18. Fajardo has the ball across to the front court. Looks over to Hester at the top of the key. Down low to Galvin. He gets held by Martin. excuse me, that'll be Boyer on the foul there. And that'll be his. Oh, never mind. It was Martin. And that's going to be 1-1 for Gunn. And first shot is up and in. And that's going to be Martin's foul of the game as Galvin, second shot rims in and out, controlled by Liberty. Martin's going to bring it up court, pass it over to Boyer on the near side. The Southridge has switched to the 2-3 defense. Boyer tries it inside, gets it over to Guzman. Guzman goes around the screen, goes inside, goes up against Hester, decides not going to shoot over him, so he gets it out to Martin. Looking to see what to do here. They're just going to run around the screen. Galvin doesn't want anything to do. He goes around the screen himself and blocks. Hester blocks the shot by Dykeman, controlled by Southridge. Fajardo takes it up court, gets it over to Fullerton, who drives inside, but he's going to get called for the trap lane. It's going to be Liberty ball. Oh, what a way to kill some momentum there on that ball. Hester. 31-18, 1:12 left. Southridge lit. And Martin has the ball coming across half with 1:05 left in the half. Galvin's come wise to the screen there as Martin drives inside, get over Hester, and that one's up and good. 31-20, Southridge with 52 seconds left in the half. Fullerton has it at the top of the key, looking inside, but gets it over to Galvin on the near wing. Galvin passes it to the near side corner, who finally gets it to Hester, who picks up his dribble. Fajardo has it near wing. He drives inside, passes it over to Galvin, just out of reach, throws it away out of bounds with 38.1 seconds in the half. And Liberty ball down 11. It's going to be Boyer that controls it, but gets it over to Martin very quickly. 32 seconds left in the half. He's going to try to hold it for a minute here. Well, can't hold it for a minute. It's going to be seconds. Got to go ahead and guard him, force him to move. 21 seconds left. Guzman has it on the far side, back over to Martin. Over by the half-court line, but he's shown that he can shoot from the net over. But he's going to get fouled by Galvin. That should be his his second foul. That'll be number 8 on Southridge. As Mabry comes in for Galvin here for the final 15 seconds.
And for Liberty, number 5, David Vasquez.
And Vasquez is back in the game for Boyer for the Liberty side. And Martin hits the first one. He's going to get us. That makes it 31-21, 15 seconds left. And Martin gets ready for his second shot. Crowd's kind of died down a little bit here. And Martin hits his second, 1:22. Southridge needs to keep an eye on the clock. They've got 13 now as Fajardo brings it up court. Mabry's calling for nothing doing there. Fullerton, top of the key. 6 seconds. Passes over to Jackson Logan, who's in the game again. Fullerton makes a move, and a foul's going to be called on Aiden Maloney. And with 1.7 seconds left, Maloney is giving Fullerton a chance to shoot 2 free throws as Liberty has reached the maximum limit for the half. So a chance to go up by 11 here into Fullerton, who has shot very well today in general, but from the line quickly, and he hits the first one. I believe that's in a row. Fullerton goes up for a second free throw shot, and that one's up and in. So 33-20, 1.7 seconds. Liberty has basically a catch-and-shoot opportunity, inbounds it, and Martin's just going to hold on to it, let the buzz down, and that's going to be the half as Southridge takes the lead, 30-22, into the locker room. We're going to go ahead and take a break point. It's Southridge with the lead here on Hill 725 on YouTube.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hillsport 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball in their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And back inside the cage here at Southridge School, where your Skyhawks lead the game 33-20 against the Liberty Falcons, who really came very strong in the first quarter, having a 16-13 to end it. Taylor Martin with 9 points in that first quarter, shooting 3 for 3 from behind the arc, and really he's shooting from behind the arc, folks. He was shooting Vancouver is where he was shooting from, and kid has been trying to look like the next Stephen Curry apparently. Over on the Southridge side, started a little bit first quarter. As I said, they were down 16-13. Really picked it up in the second, going up 33-22. So they pulled 20 points out of that second quarter while only giving up 6 themselves. So that second quarter was a much better indication of what the Southridge team can look like. So far, I mean, really everybody around the board has been doing a very good job when it comes to scoring here. We've got. Let's talk about Robert Hester here for a second. Robert Hester, first quarter alone, just kind of went on a little bit of a tear. Went 1 for 2 from the free throw line, but ended up scoring 5 straight points. Help his team kind of stay in the game there in the first quarter. Then you've got Jackson Logan, number 12, going on a tear himself, shooting 2 from the line in the second quarter. While another basket back-to-back there. Philip Fullerton also just kind of went off there in that second quarter. He's up with 9 points, it looked like, just in the second quarter alone to help Southridge take lead into the halftime locker room. So one of the things that Coach Vessel mentioned, I've said a couple of times, is he's been worried about his team kind of the level of the opponent, and that really seems to be the case here, especially first quarter. Against Beaverton a couple of weeks ago, Southridge really came out strong. They really were fighting hard in order to win that game, and they had to fight hard all game long. Being the underdogs, they needed to prove something. Here, they're supposed to win. It's a lot like the Trailblazers have been the last couple of years. Well, they'll play very well to tough teams, but against the bad teams, they don't seem to put the full effort. And Coach Vessel seems to know what he's doing. He pulled them together after that first quarter, said something to inspire them, and they went off for a 22nd quarter to take the lead into halftime. As far as fouls go, some serious foul trouble, though, as the refs are this game very tight. Brock Henry has 3 fouls. Looks like that, I mean, several players on the side have 2 fouls. This is a game it's not been called this tightly since I've been broadcast. So it's interesting. It'll be interesting how they adjust to that coming into the second half. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break right here. We've got about 5 minutes left at halftime. Take a break right now, and when we come back, we'll go over some more halftime statistics here on Hillsport 725 on YouTube.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back here inside the cage at Southridge School as we come to close here at halftime over the next couple of minutes. Before we go back into the stats, let's go ahead and actually talk about the keys to the game that I was mentioning in the pregame. First off, I said Southridge needed to keep the offensive tempo up. They haven't been doing that. They haven't really been pushing the ball very much as they've been kind of in and out of the fast break. Whatever they're doing seems to be working for them, especially in that second, only giving up 6 points, and they've only given up 22 points for the whole half. That seems to be doing very well for their averages. I mean, in wins, they give up about 48 points per game. On the season, they give up about 50 points per game. So that seems to be about where you want to be, only having given up 22 in the first half of this. So whatever they're doing is working. So keep doing that. They're switching between defenses that 1-3-1. They're switching between a heavy fast break, a heavy press and a light press, and just kind of mix and matching it for Liberty, get them to overthink things and make a mistake. That brings me to the second item, backcourt turnovers. They haven't had any. There's been some turnovers here and there, mostly because of Liberty kind of losing the ball on the drives going down the middle into the lane, going for a shot. They put the ball off their foot. They lost the ball trying to pick up for a layup. They passed the ball out of bounds. But as far as on the backcourt side of things, they're really doing well against the press. It's that half-court defense of that 1-3-1 he's really having a tough time with. So not a whole lot of turnovers on that side, but still deep working very well on the half-court side of it for Southridge. That seems to be an okay thing. And lastly, needing to be the first to 60. I still hold true to that. By 11, you scored 33 in the first half. You're well on your way to doing that if you need to, but Liberty is a team that goes on runs, and they've proven that. Yes, they're 11 on the season. Yes, they're 2-8 in the Metro. Yes, they're in 7th place in the Metro League standings, but they average 55 points per game. They average 60 points in a win and 58 in a loss. There's not much differentiating them between a win and a loss here, except for that game where they scored 32. Now, however, in losses, they're slightly different and give up versus wins. In wins, they give up 55, and in losses, 70. So you're hoping to be on that 70 side if you're the South Skyhawks and trying to get this victory here tonight and get 4 in a row. Now, you're on your way to doing that. You're looking for at least in that second quarter, but the third quarter, you're going to have to put backs here. You've let them stay in the game here for a little bit longer than you wanted to, and Liberty's going to come out and they're going to go out and run early on in the second half. So defense of the Skyhawks, they've got to put the pressure on them. They've got to turn those turnovers and rebounds to points on the other side. So we've got about 60 seconds left of time. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break here as we get ready for the second half here between the Southridge Skyhawks and Liberty Falcons on Hill 725 on YouTube.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hill Sports 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on. You're listening to live play-by-play of your Southridge Skyhawk basketball here on YouTube at Hill Sports 725.
And we're back inside the cage at Southridge High School here in Beaverton, Oregon, where your Skies lead the game at the half, 33-22, to the Liberty Falcons. We're getting ready for the second half. Half starters for the Falcons is going to be Fajardo, Galvin, Lambert, Hester, and Fullerton. A little bit of a change from the first half as Henry has 3 fouls. For the Liberty side, you've got Boyer, Vasquez, Martin, as well as Clark and Schock. It's going to be Southridge ball going from my right here as we start the second half. Galvin has it on the near side wing. It's going to round to wide open. Fajardo shoots it deep and airs the ball, and Galvin gets it in midair, makes the shot, layup. Looked like it might have actually been a design play pass there, which wouldn't surprise me. Great play by the Skies. Ball's controlled over by Vasquez, who loses it. Fool gets it. Galvin's going to push it up quickly. He's driving on a 1-on-3. Doesn't go up. He passes it out to Lambert. Lambert makes the move. Pass wide open to Hester. Dunks it! There we've been looking for. 37-22. Southridge leads it. They needed that. That finally woke up the crowd a little bit here. Martin he's going to try to drive it inside. Passes it to a wide open. Down low. Who makes his first basket of the game. Lambert now has it over to Fullerton, the top of the key. Fajardo's going to slow things down. I say get it to Hester if he can get another dunk like that. 37-24. Galvin has it far side corner. Thought about the three for him. Instead gets over to Fullerton, who's wide for the three. That one's no good. Almost gets his own rebound. It's going to be controlled by Clark. And pass to Martin. He's going to push it up. Liberty has the ball here. They got to make a move right now. Martin goes around the screen, but Fajardo wides that screen. Good defense by Fajardo. Martin passes it out. Schock. Vasquez now has it. He's guarded by Galvin. That screen is just not working anymore. But finally springs Vasquez free a little bit. Shoots it over Hester, who goes straight up and misses the shot. Rebounds it. Fajardo gets it, tries to pass it deep to Fullerton, who was ready to go, and just in and out of this, out of bounds. 6 minutes, 10 seconds left in the third. Southridge up 37-24. Martin's going to go ahead and bring the ball up court. Southridge in the 2-3 defense. Around the screen, stop Martin on the drive. He passes to Boyer. Boyer on the far side wing. He goes around the screen. Drives inside. Fakes it over Hester. Almost travels. Gets the shot up. And no good. Controlled Galvin. He's going to push it up. And gets it over. Swings it over to Fajardo. Liberty's now in a 2 defense. Fajardo pulls up from the free throw line. That one's no, but Lambert gets the rebound, misses the shot, gets his own rebound, makes a move, goes up off the glass, and that one's good. Count the bucket. That's going to be a foul. Liberty. The foul's on Schock. That'll be his 3rd foul. First of the half for the Falcons. Lambert's taking his and 1 attempt here with 33 left in the 3rd quarter. Johnson's yelling at the referees to watch the shoulder of Lambert. Lambert showed up there, looked clean. His moves looked very clean, but Johnson is not happy. Lambert makes the free throw. It's 40-24 Southridge with 5:20 left in the 3rd quarter. Boyer controls it. He thinks about driving inside, but can't do anything. Martin almost he gets away with a travel there. The 3-pointer this time, that one's no good. He's 0 for 2 since the quarter, and the rebound goes to Galvin, and he gets hit by Vasquez in the face and goes down. That's going to be second foul for Liberty. And second foul of the game as well for himself. It'll be Southridge ball. Liberty pulling back here. They're not going to press the Southridge offense. Fajardo's going to be bringing the ball, half-court line, picks up his dribble and passes it over to Lambert, who's on the near wing. Galvin at the free throw line with it, looks around, gets it over to Fajardo. Fullerton ends up with it, loses it, but Lambert with it. 15-footer from the far side. That one's good. He's got 5 in a row, 42-24. Southridge leads it, 40 left in the 3rd. Boyer controls it for Liberty. Gets away with a double for a second. Goes, thinks about it, comes around the screen. Finally does. Pressure driving inside. Another travel. Martin, he's deep. He's missed his last 2 3-pointers. Passes it into Vasquez. Makes a move. Drives inside but can't do anything. Passes it outside to Boyer. Boyer makes a move. Over to Jackson. Jackson from the line. No good. Controlled by Hester. Fajardo going to be bringing quickly. Galvin now with it on the far side wing. Guarded by Shock. Hester with it on far side wing now. It's over to Galvin. Galvin looking to Fullerton. He makes a move. Fullerton from inside the three-point line, and that one's good. 42-20 Southridge. Fullerton's on fire as Liberty has to call him out. Down 44-24 with 4:10 left. Fullerton has 9 points in a row. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break as Southridge calls a timeout here on Sport 725 on YouTube.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hill Sport 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsport725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on.
And we're back inside the cage at Southridge High School in Beaverton, Oregon, as Liberty is coming off that 30-second out. Southridge has done a great run here to start the second half. It'll be Liberty ball going from my right to left with 4:08 left in the third quarter. They're down 4-24. Martin controls it, passes it inside to Shock. The move, and tries to get it over to Clark. And the ball goes off Fullerton's foot out of bounds. Kickball. Liberty's going to have possession with 4:01 left in the third quarter. Boyer's going to be inbounding it. Gets it over to Clark on the side corner. Tries to dribble it around a little bit. Swings it over to Vatt on the far side wing. He goes around the screen set by Clark. Drives inside. Shoots over Hester. And that one's good. Nice looking shot to Vasquez. And that makes it 44-26. Southridge lead. Fajardo going to be guarded by Boyer. Swung around. Tyler Gallivan has it now on the far side wing. Look on. Hester comes out top of the key. Nothing doing. Fajardo goes around the screen set by Hester. It goes up. Floater. No good. Hester gets the rebound. And he's hit an and-one situation. Coach Johnson on the Liberty side is distraught over here, thinking that Hester was pushing her for that foul. And that'll be Clark's third foul. Johnson is just livid over here. He's going to be taking his and-one opportunity. Up 40-26, 3:26 left in the third quarter. And one's good. The officials don't really want to hear anything from Coach Johnson at this point. They're calling it tight. They've been calling it tight all game. And speaking of which, a foul's going to be called on Henry. His fourth. Doesn't like the call there. So to be fair to both coaches, they're not liking this on either side from these refs. They're calling it very, very tight. But they've been calling it tight, so you have to adjust to it. Henry's got four, so he's got to watch out. Martin has it. He drives inside, guarded by Henry, over to Vasquez. Vasquez goes inside to Hester, over him, and short, controlled by Hester, gets the ball over to Jackson Logan, who's going to push it up. Mabry's now in the game, Southridge as well. Hester had the ball, gets it over to Mabry, who gets it back over to Lambert, inside to Hester. Hester makes a move, and up, and no good, gets his own rebound, kisses it off the glass. 40-26 Southridge. That low post play is working very well for Southridge tonight. Keep going to that. Player has the ball on far side wing, guarded by Henry. He makes a move, tries to drive it, passes it over to Shock. Shock passes it to a wide open Martin. Keep three again. He's missed his last three in a row. Long rebound to Vez. He shoots it over Hester, and he misses it. Hester gets the long rebound, and Jackson Logan's going to control it out to Mabry. He breaks up. Mabry drives inside. Nobody picked him up. And that's his first basket of the game. 51-26 Southridge as a timeout's going to be called. 30-second timeout by Coastal. We're going to go ahead and take another quick break here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
You're listening to live play-by-play of your Southridge Skyhawks basketball here on YouTube at Hill Sports 725.
And we're back at cage at Southridge High School here in Beaverton, Oregon. Going into that time, 2:16 left in the third quarter. Southridge is taking over this game. They find themselves up 51-26. Liberty, since the quarter where they scored 16 points, have scored 10 points then. They have not had a good game since that further. It's going to be a Liberty ball here coming out of that time. As Chalk gets it into Martin, South going to be going and bringing a kind of a light press this time. Martin has the ball going around Mabry. Gets it over to Vasquez on the near side. Southridge still in that 2-3 defense. Vasquez passes it back out over to Martin, the half-court circle. Goes around, set by Clark. He's guarded by Henry. Passes over to Chalk on the cross court over to Boyer. Nothing there. Martin with the top of the key. Southridge has not given up anything either. Pass over to Vasquez. He's guarded by Bickler, who's in the game for the first time in the second half. The pass is by Bickler, and that goes out of bounds. Liberty will retain possession with 1:45 left in the third. Shot gets it into Vasquez. Drives it outside, gets it over to Martin. He's looking around, trying to go inside. Finally gets it over to Clark, who balls Fullerton almost out of bounds and saved by Logan. Great hustle by Logan. Mabry ends up with it. Passes it inside to Bickler, who may move. He goes up, and that one's good for his first basket game. Bradley Bickler makes it 53-20 Southridge, and they're bringing the energy now. Liberty's looking a little bit sluggish here. Boyer, long three far side. That one's good. Finally, stop run. 53-29. Liberty needs some magic to get back in this game. Full of the ball down low. Ball gets up and goes to the backcourt. Mabry finally recovers it. Bickler ends up with it at the top of the key. Passes to Henry wide wing, guarded by Martin. Fullerton inside to Bickler, outside to Logan for three from the far side corner. In and out. Rebound controlled by Liberty. Saves it from going out of bounds. And it ends up in the hands of Vasquez, who's driving it up. Away with a travel there, and is going to get the basket and the foul as Mabry tries to get the charge and ends up instead getting called for the block.
Southridge foul number 20 on Mabry, first personal, second team foul.
That'll be first with 41 seconds left in the third quarter. Basketball, it's 53-31. Southridge leads with is going up for the and one opportunity. Vasquez shooting his free throw shot here. That one's good. Makes it 53-32 with 41 seconds left. Mabry pushes it up. Logan has it. He drives on Martin. Makes a move here to Bickler, who goes up for the dunk, and he Woo! Bickler! Monster dunk with 25 seconds left in the third quarter. 55-32. Martin has the ball, and the Southridge just went nuts right there. 15 seconds left. Martin has the ball. He's trying to slow things down, calm the crowd down, and take the last shot. 10 seconds. Down by 3. And Henry gets the steal. Mabry controls it. He goes up for the win. That one's good. With 1 second left. South's up going on a tear there. They're going to take the lead into the fourth quarter. Up 57-32. It's just 25 points, not 35. But we're going to take a break here as Southridge goes in the final frame with a large lead. Southridge beating the Liberty Falcons on Hillsport 725 on YouTube.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back here inside the cage at Southridge High School. It's going to be Liberty once again going from my right to left as they start the fourth quarter down 7-32. And Martin has it, drives inside, pushes out Fullerton, who gets the block on the layup and is begging for a foul to be called on that. That one was clean. It'll be Liberty ball as Martin's combating it, but he did not like the fact that Fullerton got away with one. Vasquez ends up with it. He moved, passes it over to Boyer, who's wide open for a three-pointer. That one's around, and Fullerton controls it. Mabry passes it over to Jackson Logan. Almost stole Boyer there. Ball goes out of bounds. It's going to be retained by Southridge as they're up 57-32, 23 seconds into the frame. He's going to control it. Liberty, is back into the man defense. Bickler, key guarded by Jackson. Passes over to Henry. He drives inside, makes a move to Fullerton. Thought about the three. Makes a move, goes inside. Doesn't get called for the foul. Finally gets the foul. And one. Having a great game tonight. Foul is going to be on Boyer. That'll be his third with 7:21 left in the game. And Fullerton is shooting his and one shot with Southridge leading 59-32. Shot is up, round out, no good. Controlled by Bickler, who goes up and flips it off the rebound from Bickler. Ends up making it off the glass, 61-32 South. Very quickly here in the fourth quarter, they've gotten to 60. They are up by 29. Martin tries to drive inside over Fuller, no good. Ball's controlled by 10 on the miss, and Mabry's going to get it, push it up. Henry has it. Thinks about driving and gets double teamed. Passes over to Bickler. Bickler over to Logan. Far side corner. No good. And ball is going to be on Shock, it looks like, as both he and Phil were going for the rebound. Got in front of Fullerton and ended up not being able to control the ball. Southridge will be inbound on the front court baseline. Henry will have the inbound pass and gets it into Mabry. And a legal screen is going to be called on the inbounds pass. That foul, Jackson Logan, he's not sure what he did wrong. I just see the screen personally. But with 6:49 left in the game, Liberty's going to have the ball. Vasquez controls it, coming across half court. Going back to their 2-3 defense. Vasquez tries to make it, drives inside, shoots it over both Henry and shot is no good, controlled by Jackson Logan, and Ray has the ball. Logan ends up with it far. It almost gets hit in the face. No fouls called on that one. Fullerton now has the ball. Logan's got the ball, makes a move inside, goes up, shoots it, no good. Bickler almost gets the rebound. And is a foul going to be called here? It may have been out of bounds here. Yeah, they're saying that Logan was on the line when he touched the ball, and it went out of bounds. The Hester are now in the game, and it's going to be a timeout called by Coach Johnson. That'll be a full timeout. We're going to take a break with 6:13 left in the game. It's 61-32 Southridge here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
Hey everyone, this is David Hill, and I just want to thank you for listening to this live stream play-by-play of the game this evening. If you could be so kind, I'd love it if you'd simply click like and feel free to subscribe to Hill Sports 725 as we try to add more games to the channel. Comment below with what you liked or didn't. Feel free to email me at hillsports725@gmail.com. Thanks again, and play on. You're listening to live play-by-play of your Southridge Skyhawks basketball here on YouTube at Hill Sports 725.
And we're back inside Southridge High's cage as the Skyhawks lead the game 61-32 with 6:13 left in the game. For the Skyhawks, it's Hester, Lambert, Logan, and as well as Brock Henry and Lessler is making his first appearance in this game as well. For Liberty, it'd be Boyer, Vasquez, Martin, Clark. I keep wanting to call him Jackson for some reason. Boyer has the ball near side of the wing. They're going to push it up here. Boyer passes it inside of Martin's foot, and it's going to be out on him. Nobody touches it, but Shock is going to be the last one on the Liberty court here. Southridge ball. Luke Hustler's going to be controlling the point here. He's coming off of an injury. From what I understand, he broke his wrist, and coming off of that and finally getting some action. Ball's passed inside by Lambert over to Henry. The layup. Great roll there. Hess the rebound and puts it up and in. Fullerton and Hester have been cleaning up on both sides of the ball with the boards. Martin drives it inside, ends up passing it. Hessler intercepts it. He's going to bring it up. Henry with it. Shoots the three from the far side corner. That one's good! He's been in foul trouble. Hasn't been able to be a part of it very much, but he makes it 66-30 Southridge as a mass substitute happened for Liberty at the next timeout. Martin goes up from the footer. That one's good. And that's 66-34 Southridge with just over 5 minutes. Logan end ball in the front court, almost stolen by Boyer. Ends up with it at the top of the key, guarded by Boyer. Drives inside. Henry thinks about the three. Passes it inside to Hester. Back over to Henry, who makes a move, and the ball is stripped. Martin, controlled by Vasquez. It's a 2-on-1. He moves up, rushes right into Lambert. They're going to let that one go in. What a mistake on that one. Wow. Lambert's third instead of Vasquez's on the charge. Lambert was clearly in pain with his feet set, and the referee gives it to Vasquez. I don't know if he's just feeling sorry for Liberty or not, but that was a definite charge. Vasquez is going to be shooting the free throw. Beneficiary of that call here. And shot is good. So some mass substitutions going on here. So Ponovan's making his first appearance of the game. He's one of the J wingmen. So it's Hustler, Bickler, Newson, Mabry, and Lambert all on the court for Southridge. Hustler has it. He drives high, passes it out to Van Dusen. Lambert with it to now. He drives a little bit. Passes it out to Van Dusen, who makes a move from the free throw line. No good. Ball's controlled by Guzman. Guzman looks like he's going to be running the point here. He's going to be going around the screen. Drives inside, picks up his dribble a little bit, but doesn't get called for the double dribble on that one. And he's going to be up and in. That one's good. Mabry with it. 6:39 Southridge with just over minutes left in the game. Hustler ends up with the top of the... He's going to be guarded by Estacapio. Passes it inside to Lambert. He's in the key. Makes a great move. Jump hook. No good. Controlled by... Pass over to Martin. Not to Martin. Over to Guzman. Guzman trying to make a move over on Van Dusen. Travel. Misses that one. Passes it over to Capio, who makes the shot. Ooh. Got away with one there. Blatant travel. Gets it down low. Passes it over to the streaking Lambert. Gets it off the glass. And it's going to be called. He misses the shot. But a foul's going to be... Lambert's going to finally get some free throws. Foul is called on Estacapio. Oh, excuse me, number 10, excuse me, Guzman.
Ryan Lambert shooting two.
And shooting two shots here. Up 66-41, 36 left in the game. First one is up, and that one's good. So for Liberty, trying to catch up, we've got Austin Harvey in the game. Got Aiden Maloney back in. Mark Guzman. Got Samuel Schock. Oh, excuse me, no, we've got, second free throw is good by Lambert. We've got Colin Dykeman back in as E.J. Estacapio. Estacapio running the point here now, down 68-41. He drives inside, tries to pass it, and the ball goes off of Mabry's foot. And Liberty wants the kickball, but nothing doing. They're just going to let them plus point. Bickler with it, top of the key. He makes a move inside. He spins around, passes over to Van Dusen. Van Dusen thinking about going inside from there. Mabry controls it at the top, gives it over. Now Hustler has it. The near side, he makes a move in the middle. Gets it over to Lambert. 15-footer from the near side corner and no good. Controlled by Liberty, and Guzman's going to try to bring it up. Guarded by Van Dusen, and it looks like Southridge is to a man-to-man defense. And Guzman goes around and passes it over to Estacapio for three. That one's... little bit of life here from the Liberty coming from the bench. Maybe he should have been playing a little bit earlier. Bickler has the top of the key, gets it over to Van Dusen on the far side. He's looking to drive. He wants to score really badly. He's very good on the JV side, but he's a scorer. Mabry has it, passes it inside to Bickler, back out. Lambert from the free line. That one's good, no doubt about it, from the let-go. 70-4 Southridge with just over 2:15 left in the game. And has it, guarded by Van Dusen. Passes it inside to a streaking Maloney. Takes the shot, but no controlled by Lambert. Hustler's going to be looking inside, but gets it over to Dusen, who's now inside to Bickler. Make a move and shoots it up short, controlled by Guzman, and he's going to be trying to streak it. He's looking up to pass it over to Harvey, but there. Guzman, once again, guarded by Van Dusen, drives in the lane. Van Dusen doing some gritty defense. Guzman goes up, and shot's no good. Almost a Bickler. Could have been an over the back, and Guzman threw his elbow there, but nothing called. Estacapio, now he makes a move. Passes it outside. Over to Hart's a three, and that one's good. Liberty bench they should have gone to the tuner. 70-47. Southridge in the lead with 1:23 in the game. Hustler's he's going to try to drive it towards the middle, picks up his dribble. Van Dusen gives it to Bickler. Bickler looking around. Van Dusen shoots your side corner. That one's good for three. His first basket of the game. 73-7 Southridge. As the final minute's going to be taken on here. Guzman passes it down low. Over to Maloney, passes it back outside, almost stolen by Van Dusen. And an elbow by Guzman is going to be let go, and Van's going to get called for the foul. That'll be his first. These refs have not been watching that all game long from Guzman and others from the side. Guzman has it, 52 seconds left. Down by a lot, tries to drive inside again with that elbow. Call that foul, please. Ball's controlled by Maloney. He drives inside, goes over Bick, has some hang time, but ends up missing it. Great defense by Bradley Bickler. Mabry almost loses it, makes a great move. Passes over to Bickler, who gets it over to Van on the far side wing. Drives down the middle, thinks about the 15, but gets it back out to Mabry. 28 seconds left. 73 from Southridge leads it. Lambert now with it. Gets it over to Hustler. Near side wing. Drives inside. Takes the shot. And that one's good. And one by Luke Hustler. And that'll be a foul on Estacapio. And Hustler getting his first free throw of the game, and that one's good. It's nice to get to the end one, 76-47. Southridge leading it by 9 with 16 seconds left. Guzman's probably going to try to hold a shot here just to get this thing over with. Put them out of their own 10 seconds. Guzman gets away with a double dribble. The refs are finally going to let them play. And the ball is stripped by Lambert, controlled by Ray. He passes it to Bickler, who's streaking down. Can't control it. Guzman ends up with it. And that's going to be your final. Southridge soundly defeats the Liberty fans 76-47 with great play by their post, a lot of good time by their backs, and they're going to go home with a fourth straight victory. We're going to go ahead and take a break here, and when we come back, we're going to have some post-game thoughts here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Oregon on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball on their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Oregon School Activities Association and the Oregon Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back here here inside Southridge High School. First Skyhawks easily defeat the Liberty Falcons 76-47. That was a tale of one course as the rest of the game, certainly. Southridge came out very flat, knowing that they should beat this Liberty team. Liberty took advantage of that, taking a 16-game lead going into the second quarter, but after that, just get absolutely decimated and end up losing the game by 29 points. They score 6 points in the second. They score, I believe, 7 points in the third, and they end up with 47 altogether. Much better fourth quarter. They had some good play from their JV swingmen and their backups that maybe should have gone to them a little bit sooner than that, but really got a spark there at the end. Southridge, though, after that first quarter, I don't know what Coach Vessel said to that huddle, but they really took it to heart from there and just took over the game. We could go all over the place as far as stats and who did what and who played well. I mean, the whole starting lineup plus the backups very, very well tonight. The two that are the top in my mind for this game are both Philip Fullerton as well as Robert Hester. Played a great game, both on the offense and defensive boards. I'm going to have to give the MVP, though, to Philip Fullerton. He had a tremendous game, both on those rebounds, scoring-wise, playing great defense, getting that block there. I believe Hester had a block as well. Both did great, and it's really the only thing separating between the two is that Fullerton scored a few more points than Hester did, but they both went on at different points to the game. So Southridge ends at home with a fourth straight victory as Liberty with yet another loss. When you're of a 6-win season and a 2-win season in the league, this is going to happen quite a bit. They looked really good for Shiz, but they just were overmatched by this Southridge. Remaining games for the Skyhawks here the rest of the day. Tomorrow night we're going to be here at Flock, where they're going to be host to the Aloha Warriors. After that, they're going to go on a 3-game road trip against the Crusaders, back against Aloha next Friday night in Aloha High School, and then they're going to be playing at Beaverton. That's a game you're really going to want to circle on your calendar, as the Beavers are tied right now with Westview for first place in the Metro, depending on what happens here tonight. But that's a revenge game for the Beavers, and that Southridge is really going to need to come out strong for. Actually, Century, Westview, the other top there, and then they end up at home against Jesuit. That hopefully the postseason starts. So from Southridge here, the Skyhawks played a great game, just absolutely fantastic from the second on. Didn't quite get their full 4 quarters that Coach Vessel wanted. He got 3, and at least it was the 3 that mattered. He didn't play great in the first 3 and then just completely blow it in the fourth and lose the game. They kind of blew it in the first quarter. Expect Liberty to come out as strong as they did and ended up playing very strongly at the end there. Games around the Metro League. Century is playing Glencoe. Jet Beaverton are playing, so that's going to be a game you want to keep your eye out on. Sunset plays Westview. Another game that you want to keep an eye out on. So it's kind of on that bubble there. And then, obviously, tonight against Liberty, where the Hawks just played a great game. So we're going to go ahead and here for the night. We're going to be back here tomorrow, 10 minutes before tip-off, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Southridge plays host to the Aloha Warriors as they try to gain some ground in the Metro League and try to better seeding placement for the postseason. So this is David Hill, and if you would please like and subscribe to my channel, that would be great, be very helpful, and I hope a good time here tonight during the game. Southridge at 76-47. Your MVP, Philip Fullerton, here on Hill Sports 725 on YouTube. Thanks for listening.